Hello friends, welcome to a new session on informatics and introduction to bioinformatics. Here we discuss guidelines for proper usages of internet and mobile phones, information technology and health issues part 2. Guidelines for proper usages of internet and mobile phones. Internet is a worldwide system of computer networks in which users at any computer can, if they have permission, get information from any other computer. It was conceived by the Advanced Research Projects Agency (ARPA) of the US government in 1969 and was first known as ARPANET. Internet is a public, cooperative and self-sustaining facility accessible to hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Winton Cerf and Robert Kahn are the fathers of Internet since they were primarily responsible for developing the communications protocol in the 1970s that are still in use on the Internet today. World Wide Web or WWW, known as the web, is a system of interlinked hypertext documents accessed via the Internet. With web browser, one can view the web pages that may contain text, images, videos and other multimedia and navigate between them via hyperlinks. Web browser is a software application for retrieving, presenting and transferring information resources on World Wide Web. Most internet searches are conducted using a tool called search engine. A software system that is designed to search for information on the World Wide Web is called a search engine, which are the most important part of the net. The search engine operates by web crawling, indexing and searching. Web search engines work by storing information about the query pages which they retrieve from the HTML markup of the pages. HTTP is an application layer protocol designed within the framework of the Internet Protocol Suite. Its definition presumes an underlying and reliable transport layer protocol. HTTP is designed to permit intermediate network elements to improve or enable communications between clients and servers. HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol resources are identified and located on the network by Uniform Resource Locators or URLs. URLs and hyperlinks in the Hypertext Markup Language or HTML documents form webs of interlinked hypertext documents. HTTP is the foundation of data communication for the World Wide Web. HTTP functions as a request response protocol in the client-server computing model. Google.com is the most popular and world's best search engine, globally launched in 1998 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin with a market share of 68.69%. David Filo and Jerry Yang started Yahoo.com in 1994, the second biggest search engine on the web. FTP or File Transfer Protocol is a standard network protocol used to transfer files between computers on a network, exchange files between computer accounts, transfer files between an account and a desktop computer, or access online software archives over a TCP based network such as Internet. You can use FTP to graphical FTP clients, simplify file transfers by allowing you to drag and drop file icons between windows. When you open the program, enter the name of the FTP host, for example, ftp.microsoft.com and your username and password. If you are logging in to an anonymous FTP server, you may not have to enter anything. Two common FTP programs are CyberDeck for Mac and WinSCP for Windows. Mobile IT devices are almost any wired and wireless networking technologies, either by inbuilt capability or via a network adapter. Mobile phones is a portable handheld communication device connected to a wireless network that allows users to make voice calls, send text messages and run applications. The basic communication method is through the electromagnetic microwave through a cell-based station. The cell phones have lower power transceivers that transmit voice and data to the nearest sites within 5 to 8 miles. Current mobile phones can support many latest services such as SMS, GPS, GPRS, MMS, email, Bluetooth and many more. First generation cell phones were analog devices, second generation devices were digital and third generation allows for voice data and advanced services. Mobile phones have become one of the indispensable devices in the world as the most effective communication tool. The number of mobile phones in use has topped 5 billion in a world of 6.8 billion. These mobile phones use electromagnetic radiation in the microwave range, especially 850 to 900 megahertz and 1800 to 1900 megahertz. The advanced technology 3G uses 2100 megahertz. Operating systems in mobile phones. The operating system on your mobile phone is the very basic software which allows your phone to operate. It brings together the hardware chips and components inside your phone, so they all work in conjunction with each other. The different operating systems used in mobile phones are manufacturer built proprietary operating systems such as Apple iOS, HP Web operating system, RIM BlackBerry operating system. Third party proprietary operating systems such as Microsoft Windows Phone 7, Microsoft Windows Mobile, free and open source operating systems such as Android, MeeGo, Symbian. The best known operating system for mobile phones is probably Apple's iOS operating system, previously known as iPhone OS, developed by Apple. iOS can be found running only on Apple's own devices such as their smartphones, iPhone family, tablets like iPad and iPad 2 and portable music players such as iPod Touch. Development of iOS is dictated solely by Apple with software updates such as new features and bug fixes being delivered by Apple through iTunes. The primary competitor to Apple's iOS comes in the form of Google's Android operating system. Android is an operating system for smartphones made by the company Google. It has a free and open source operating system. Android has become the leading smartphone operating system in the world today and is a smartphone platform of choice. It appeals both techies and non-techies as well as with an application market boasting over 200,000 applications. Android has already beaten the iOS to become the most widely used smartphone operating system in the world. Considering the development, the application ecosystem and the customization options for most users, Android is currently the smartphone operating system to go for. Method to access information on the internet. Growth in social networking has been one of the largest changes to the way in which individuals communicate over the internet. In 2012, almost half of the adults, around 48%, used social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter. Within the youngest age group from 16 to 24, 87% used social networking as a form of internet communication. For those aged between 16 to 24, social networking has replaced sending or receiving emails as the most popular internet activity. Traditional ways of high street to shopping, banking or sending a letter are now replaced by new online ways via websites or mobile applications. Adults aged 25 to 34 use internet for online shopping, 87% for sending email, 69% for internet banking and reading online news or newspapers. A sizable increase was noticed in the proportion of adults making telephone or video calls over the internet. According to 2012 survey, 51% of adults used a mobile phone to access the internet. This is more than double the estimate of 24% for 2010. The two youngest age groups from 16 to 24 and 25 to 34 both reported mobile phone internet use above 80% in 2012. To access information, traditionally one needs a computer and a telephone. A cell phone handset has a microprocessor just like a computer, and it is just like a telephone with a screen. It is therefore not very surprising that on certain handsets, some cell phone companies are offering their clients the internet services on their cell phone. An owner of such a handset can browse through the internet almost like on a laptop computer. To access internet to your mobile phone requires a wireless internet service provider connecting with your mobile phone. Internet connectivity plans are generally called data plans. One drawback of mobile phones is its small screen. As the most websites are designed their home page for viewing on desktop monitors, it becomes difficult to display the home page on mobile phone screen. To achieve this, specially designed microbrowsers are essential. Microbrowser software provides a web browser which is able to display the web content effectively on the small screen. Most popular versions of microbrowser software are Internet Explorer Mobile and Opera Mobile. An attractive feature of mobile phones with internet access is checking email facility. BlackBerry smartphone sets are the original and excellent option for this purpose. Most portable email devices now feature a special push technology which delivers the email automatically to your phone. Mobile phones are attacked by viruses. Symantec, American technology company headquartered in Mountain View, California, United States, McAfee Incorporated, American global computer security software company headquartered in Santa Clara, California, and F-Secure are the leading companies that currently provide antivirus software for mobile phones. Few antiviral programs include Avast, Avira Komodo, Netkin, AVG Antivirus. MTNL and BSNL are the government organizations providing mobile telephone service. Other mobile phone service providers are Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, Reliance, Tata, etc. Guidelines for proper usage of internet. Internet security can be guaranteed by practicing the following aspects. The internet is the world's largest library. We can find information on almost any subject from science, mathematics and technology to language, art, history, current events and more. When we use information, photos and other materials that we find on the internet in our homework or research project, make sure that we want to identify the resources of the information. Downloading software can also be very useful, but can also cause disruption to the PC. Always consider the following. Check the source. Is the program from a reputable company? Visit their website, run their name in Google and see what comes. If it is good quality, legitimate software, there is often articles about it from other users. Always use a virus scanner. You should always ensure that your virus scanner is running and updated before downloading software. If you do not continue to use it, uninstall it. Fake spyware removal tools. There are a number of fake software removal tools that are currently available for download. These applications appear to provide the user with the ability function remove unwanted programs from your PC, but are in fact just malware themselves. Internet policy. A common trick used by websites to imitate Windows messages which look like genuine and can be very convincing. When the user clicks on the Yes button, software is downloaded and installed into the user's PC. It is this software that can cause problems with the system. Simply close the windows, use the cross in the top right corner. Any other button may activate the software. Suspect sites. There are many websites where you can learn about music by listening to sample tracks, preview movie videos, and learn about new computer games. It is very tempting to visit sites which are amusing or offering something for nothing. Great care should be taken when visiting these sites, as they are most often the source of malware problems. Examples of websites which may pose a problem are pornographic sites, free software, joke sites, etc. Peer-to-peer software P2P. Peer-to-peer software like BearShare, eDonkey, etc. allows a user to share and download files, usually music, videos and software. The risk factors are P2P software can often come with lot of malware installed which will interfere with your PC. It works by sharing data from your PC to all the other users. This is a huge security risk if it is not configured carefully. Downloading can take a huge amount of bandwidth and slow down the internet for everybody. They will often run in the background and continue to share data and use bandwidth even if you are not actively downloading. Many of the files downloaded will be breaking copyright law, leaving you and your company open to prosecution. Copyright laws are intended to encourage current and future creation of artistic works by protecting the rights of the original creator to enjoy the potential of financial gain resulting from their efforts. Guidelines for proper usage of internet banking and online shopping. Internet banking or to shop online has to be a personal one, but it has been subject to a lot of scaremongering which is untrue and can be quite safe. On October 12, 2005, the FFIEC agencies issued guidance entitled Authentication in an Internet Banking Environment 2005 guidance. The 2005 guidance provided a risk management framework for financial institutions offering internet-based products and services to their customers. It stated that institutions should use effective methods to authenticate the identity of customers and that the techniques employed should be commensurate with the risks associated with the products and services offered and the protection of sensitive customer information. The 2005 guidance also provided that institutions should perform periodic risk assessments and adjust their control mechanisms as appropriate in response to changing internal and external threats. If you do decide to use the systems, there are some helpful tips to safeguard yourself, but you must understand that it is your decision to take this risk. Guidelines for proper internet banking. Online personal transactions involve accessing account information, bill payment, ticket booking, intra-bank funds transfer and occasional inter-bank funds transfer or wire transfers. The frequency and amounts of these transactions are lower than commercial transactions, hence pose a comparatively lower level of risk. Financial institutions should implement layered security as described herein, consistent with the risk for covered consumer transactions. Layered security is characterized by the use of different controls at different points in a transaction process so that a weakness in one control is generally compensated for by the strength of a different control. Layered security can substantially strengthen the overall security of internet-based services and be effective in protecting sensitive customer information, preventing identity theft and reducing account takeovers and the resulting financial losses. Internet banking precautions. 1. Choose a long and complicated password which should be at least 10 characters having upper and lower case letters, numbers and symbols. Never write this password down or tell it to anyone. 2. Understand your liability. Check with your bank what would happen if somebody used your card online. Are you liable? Confirm that the bank or financial institution is providing layered security to protect customer information and prevent identity theft. 3. Don't use a public PC. If you use a PC in a public place, there is a chance that it is recording your keystrokes or saving passwords which could be used at a later date. 4. Log out and close. When you have finished using your bank's website, click the log out button to end the session and close the browser. Guidelines for proper shopping on internet online. Take recommendations. A recommendation from a friend or colleague who has purchased a lot from the site earlier. Search for the company if you are planning to spend. Put their name into Google and see if they have good or bad press. Shop around. It is a common misconception that shopping online is always cheaper. This is simply not true all of the time, but it certainly can be if you shop around. Consider a separate credit card. Some banks offer credit cards with extra internet protection, or you could get a card with a very small limit just in case the worst happens. Understand your liability. Check with your bank what would happen if somebody used your card online. Are you liable? Health issues related with mobile phone radiation. Cellular energy is now used for protection rather than metabolism. Cell membranes harden, keeping nutrients out and waste products in. Cause blood cells to leak hemoglobin. Waste accumulating inside the cells creates a higher concentration of free radicals, leading to both disruption of DNA repair and cellular dysfunction. Unwanted cell death occurs, releasing the micronuclei from the disrupted DNA repair into the fluid between cells where they are free to replicate and proliferate. This is the most likely mechanism that contributes to cancer. Damage occurs to proteins on the cell membrane, resulting in disruption of intercellular communication. When cells can't communicate with each other, the result is impaired tissue, organ and organism function. In the blood-brain barrier, for example, cells can't keep dangerous chemicals from reaching the brain tissue, which result in damage. Cause memory loss and mental confusion, cause headaches and induce extreme fatigue, create joint pain, muscle spasms and tremors, create burning sensation and rash on the skin, alter the brain's electrical activity during sleep, precipitate cataracts, retina damage and eye cancer, open the blood-brain barrier to viruses and toxins, reduce the number and efficiency of white blood cells, stimulate asthma by producing histamine in mast cells, cause digestive problems and raise bad cholesterol levels, stress the endocrine system, especially pancreas, thyroid, ovaries, testes. Guidelines for proper usage of mobile phones. Limit use to essential calls and keep calls short. Even a 2-minute call has been found to alter the natural electrical activity of the brain for up to an hour afterwards. Don't use mobile phones more than 6 minutes per day. And side effects such as headaches and dizziness have been observed after calls as short as 2 minutes. Children should be allowed to use the cell phone in case of emergency only. Because of their developing skulls, the radiation can penetrate much more deeply. Their skulls are thinner and smaller. Children absorb much greater amounts of radiation than mobile phone using adults do also, as they are at a greater risk of developing serious side effects because the cumulative lifetime exposure will be greater. Wear an air tube headset, not a regular wired headset. The regular wired headset has been found to intensify radiation into the ear canal. The wire transmits not only the radiation from the cell phone, but also serves as an antenna attracting EMFs or electromagnetic fields from the surroundings. Don't put the cell phone in your pocket or belt while in use or while it is on. The body tissue in the lower body area has good conductivity and absorbs radiation more quickly than the head. If your phone is turned on and worn on your belt or in a pocket, you could be receiving a constant blast of radiation from the battery pack, which usually faces your body. Another blast occurs when you get a call. Because electromagnetic field exposure diminishes rapidly beyond 3 feet, those around you can also be impacted. One study shows that men who wear cell phones near their groin could have their sperm count dropped by as much as 30%. If using the phone without a headset, wait for the call to connect before placing the phone next to the ear. Do not use the cell phone in enclosed metal spaces such as vehicles or elevators, where devices may use more power to establish connection. The metal enclosure also acts as a Faraday cage that traps the radiation and reflects it back onto the occupants. Do not make a call when the signal strength is 1 bar or less, which means the phone must work harder to establish a connection. When handling a weak signal, the phone increases power to a maximum, producing more radiation. If you struggle to get a signal or tend to drop calls in a certain area, such as commonly in elevators, buses, cars and other enclosed spaces, you could be irradiating you and those around you. Purchase a phone with SAR or specific absorption rate less than 1. The specific absorption rate level is a way of measuring the quantity of radio frequency energy that is absorbed by the body. Use a scientifically validated electromotive force protection device. There are advanced technologies available nowadays that strengthen your bioenergy field and immune system against the effects of electromotive force. Let us now summarize what we have learned in this session. Internet is a public, cooperative and self-sustaining facility accessible to hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Email and instant messaging are good fun ways to communicate with our friends and family. A cell phone handset has a microprocessor just like a computer, and it is just like a telephone with a screen. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn are the fathers of Internet, since they were primarily responsible for developing the communications protocols in the 1970s that are still in use on the Internet today. World Wide Web, known as the web, is a system of interlinked hypertext documents accessed via the Internet. With web browser, one can view the web pages that may contain text, images, videos and other multimedia and navigate between them via hyperlinks. Mobile phones have become one of the indispensable devices in the world as the most effective communication tool. Current mobile phones can support many latest services such as SMS, GPS, GPRS, MMS, email, Bluetooth and many more. To access Internet to your mobile phone requires a wireless Internet service provider connecting with your mobile phone. Guidelines for proper usage of Internet, mobile phones, online banking and online shopping were addressed. Internet security tips which we can follow while downloading a software, fake spyware, removal tools, Internet policy, suspect sites, peer-to-peer software were explained. Here are some assignments for you to work out. Discuss online services in the Internet. Elaborate the latest services of mobile technology. Prepare a note on different operating systems of mobile phones. Discuss cyber ethics. Discuss the peer-to-peer softwares. Here are some books and websites for your reference. General Informatics and Bioinformatics by Anil Kumar S., Kishore Mohan T.C., Murugan K. and Subramanian S. 2011, page 305, published by Annie Books Private Limited. Effects of cell phone radio frequency signal exposure on brain glucose metabolism by Volkov N.D., Tomasi D., Wang G.J., Vaska P., Fowler J.S., Tilang F., Alexov D., Logan L. and C. Wong in 2011, published in JAMA. Mobile phone based station radiation does not affect neoplastic transformation in BALB/3T3 cells. Written by Heroes H., Suhara T., Kaji N., Sakuma N., Sekijima M., Nojima T. and J. Miyakoshi in 2008, published in the journal Bioelectromagnetics. Cellular and cordless telephone use and the association with brain tumors in different age groups, written by Hardell L., Mild K. H., Karlberg M., Halquist A., published in the journal Archives on Environmental Health. Diseases of Modern Living, Neurological Changes Associated with Mobile Phones and Radio Frequency Radiation in Humans, written by Westerman R., Hawking B. in 2004, published in the journal Neurosciences Letters. Statistical Bulletin, Internet Access, Households and Individuals 2012, Part 2, and a website www.hsc.gov.uk/pubns. Thank you for watching this program. See you next time. Until then, bye.